There are a lot of things that I hate. There's a lot of things, no doubt. You want to know what some of those things that I hate are? One, I hate Boston. I hate the city of Boston. I hate their fans. I hate their sports franchises. I hate how much success that city has had over the course of my lifetime. Seriously, there were stretches in Boston where 3-month-olds haven't gone, so long without seeing a Boston championship. I went through the Patriots dynasty. I went through the Red Sox winning a bunch of championships. The Boston Bruins being pains in the asses, and it's always funny as hell to watch them choke in the playoffs. The Boston Celtics being a pain in my fucking ass. So, yeah, I hate everything to do with Boston. I hate it. I hate that city so much. You also want to know what I hate? What I hate? Being a Philadelphia sports fan right now. I loathe it. I hate it. As Corey in the comments says right here, it's Spain without the S. Pain. Heartbreak. Frustration. Agony. Everything. All the above. Everything in the goddamn kitchen sink. What's going on with the Sixers in their past 2 games? And this goddamn stretch by the Phillies. I hate this baseball team right now. And I didn't think I would be saying that on May 6th. I really didn't think I would be saying that. They're 15-19 on the season, I believe now. 15-19. Yeah, 15-19. They have lost 6 games in a row. 6 games in a row they have lost. Ever since they got 1 game above 500, they were like, nah, I'm good. We're content. We got over the 500 mark. We're fine. We're good now. And then proceed to lose 6 straight. Last time I talked to you guys about this Phillies team was that last game in Houston. And I was fine because you won the series. You won 4 straight series, going into that Dodgers stretch in LA. 3-game set. I was feeling good about the team because, they were playing a lot better baseball. But then you go to LA. Basically, I'm catching up with you guys with all the crap with the Phillies, even though you already know what's going on. This is just how long I haven't talked to you guys about Phillies. It's probably been for the best, because I would be pulling my goddamn hair out every single goddamn night. You go to LA, you get embarrassed. You get embarrassed. I don't care how good that Dodgers team is. When you were allowing 10-plus runs every single game in that Dodgers series, your starting pitching got torched. Torched. Taijuan Walker looks like shit. Matt Strahm was not good, and he's arguing with Rob Thompson that he's only on 75 pitches when he's already allowed 5 runs at that point. Aaron Nola, even though that entire last game wasn't his fault, he had a 5-0 lead. You don't let the Dodgers creep back into that game. Granted, the offense went dead quiet after scoring 5 runs. Even though they did come back into the 9th and tie the ball game up, it doesn't matter when you're giving up walk-off grand slams to Max Muncy. It doesn't matter. Then you get a day off on Thursday, regroup, resettle, throw that entire Dodgers series in the toilet. And then you come into these first 2 goddamn games against Boston. I swear to God, I thought Zack Wheeler and Aaron Nola were taking 2 steps forward after their starts against, Houston. I thought it. They proved me wrong again. You take 1 step forward, you take 20 steps backwards. Aaron Nola in his meh performance against the Dodgers, and Zack Wheeler with his terrible, honestly, performance against the Red Sox last night. Not even going 5 full innings in that ball game, I believe. Last night. Yeah, no, he didn't go 6. He went 5 1/3. 7 hits, 4 earned runs allowed, 7 runs total, 5 runs total, and 5 strikeouts. Zack Wheeler was trash last night. Offense as well. You were going into that game. Okay, I want to describe, because There's blame to the offense too, no doubt. There is. Your starting pitching has been shit. It has been trash. Putting the offense in terrible positions when they're down like 5 runs every single ball game. You want to know how many runs this baseball team has given up ever since the start of the Dodgers series? Ever since the start of the Dodgers series, how many runs has this team give up? Guess. I want you guys to guess. Guess before anything here. I'll wait for you guys in the comment section to guess how many runs have they given up over the past 6 games. Well, actually 5 games, because they didn't allow that many against the Astros in that last game. Basically, the last 5 games, starting with the Dodgers series. Guess how many runs? Guess. It's not pretty. It's not good. It isn't. It's trash. It's god-awful how bad this pitching has been over the last stretch of 5 games. I want you guys to guess. No, it's not 56. It's not that bad. It's still bad. It's not that bad. They've given up 48 runs. 48 runs over the last 5 games. 48 runs. 48 runs. 48 runs. That's how bad your starting pitching has been. That's how bad. The bullpen was bad in LA. It was. But when your starting pitching is not going barely past 5 innings, when your starting pitching looks fantastic for 3, shutting this lineup down for Boston, and then all of a sudden in the 4th inning, it completely does a 180. Completely goes to shit. I'm talking about Bailey Falter tonight. Because tale of 2 pitchers. Completely 2 pitchers. At this point, you're just waiting for when the Phillies starting pitching is going to collapse in a game. Because right now, you can't believe that they're going to pitch a good game. Oh my God, there's 3 shutout innings in a row. Okay, when's the collapse going to happen? When's the collapse? Because basically it's happened in every series so far. It's what's felt like. How many months are we in? We're in a month and a half into the year, and how many starting pitchers have collapsed so far this year in their games? Probably too many to count, in my honest opinion. Way too many to count. Because your starting pitching has been that bad. It's been that bad. Aaron Nola has not been good. Zack has not been good. Taijuan Walker has been pure shit. Matt Strahm probably has been your best pitcher, but he's thrown 2 stinkers in there as well. And Bailey Falter has not been good. Even though the last time I talked about Bailey Falter, I was talking about the offense not giving him run support. Today, he was goddamn awful. He went from being fantastic to goddamn awful. Not even going past the 4th inning. How do you dominate for 3 straight innings and then can't get past the 4th? You let that Boston lineup, and granted, this Boston lineup is one of the best in baseball so far this season with terms of offense and run scoring in the American League. Yeah, granted that. But how do you shut them down for 3 straight innings and then the 4th inning? It's just a completely different story. Bases loaded to lead off the inning. You get 2 strikes to Rafi Devers, and he hits a double to score 2 runs, and then constant 2 strike hits after 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 2 strike hits. How does it keep happening? At some point, you got to let, the bleeding stop a little bit, And honestly, I would say a little bit of blame goes to Rob Thompson for keeping Bailey Falter in there too long. Having a little bit too much faith in his starting pitcher there. Because the bleed didn't stop there, Rob. It just didn't. Ortiz comes in and he gets out of the inning lickety-split. At this point, you're seeing your starting pitcher out there struggling. He can't get an out. He can't finish guys off with 2 strikes. And that's been the issue with a lot of Phillies pitchers this year. They can't finish guys with 2 strikes. How many hits and run-scoring hits have we seen this far this season against us with 2 strikes. Aaron Nola struggling to put guys down. Same thing with Zack Wheeler. Same thing with this entire pitching staff, honestly. Is Ranger Suarez going to fix this goddamn rotation? Probably not. Maybe he'll give you some stability, but at the end of the day, you're probably still going to need 2 more starters in that rotation besides Ranger Suarez. Because right now, you can't rely on Aaron Nola, you can't rely on Zack Wheeler, you can't rely on Taijuan Walker. My God, he looks like trash. He looks like trash. Mets fans tried to warn us, and we didn't listen. Oh, we thought he would be a reliable 4th starter. Oh, boy, has he proved us wrong. Oh, boy. Taijuan Walker. Taijuan Walker. And Bailey Falter, man. Bailey Falter. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And his bullpen so far has gone through its dominant stretches and it's gone through its rough stretches. What bullpen doesn't throughout the year? The last of my concern right now is the bullpen. Right? Your primary concerns, right? And your defense hasn't been good either. There was a play in that last game of the Dodgers series where Alvarado was pitching. He got to the last out of the 8th inning, I believe a couple of runners on. I believe is a pinch hitter up for the Dodgers. Edmundo Sosa completely boots an inning-ending out. A ball that he should be easily be caught on a liner. Easily be caught, and he boots it and a couple of runs score. And I believe that's when the Dodgers took the lead. So, your defense hasn't been good. Been a couple of boots in the outfield as well. Kyle Schwarber last night. Feel like the Red Sox have the perfect game plan. Hit everything out there to Kyle Schwarber because he can't field a lick. Calling off, I believe it was Guthrie in the outfield last night. I believe it was the first batter of the goddamn ball game. In and out of his glove. Hits the palm of his glove and pops out. Why are you calling off your center fielder? Your center fielder should be making that catch. Anything from left center field to right center field, your center fielder should have. And Guthrie was calling off Schwarber the entire time, and Schwarber called him off last second. That's a ball for your center fielder. And speaking of Kyle Schwarber, lineup-wise, back into the leadoff spot since Bryce Harper comes back. Oh, yeah, Bryce Harper came back, too. Bryce Harper's been nice. He's been great. So far, it hasn't been able to help the team, though, because the team around him has been not good, pitching-wise. Some guys in the lineup are still solid. You know, Marsh is still solid. Bohm has still been solid. Stott is going through a little bit of a rough spout ever since being moved down into the lineup. I think he's like 1 for 12 ever since being moved into the 5th spot. So, go figure with the lineup construction. Kyle Schwarber, 0 for his last 20. 0 for his last 20. I believe his last hit was a home run in Los Angeles. I don't think he's gotten a hit since then. He looks lost. He looks lost. And I know last year was a slow start for him, too. It's funny, too, because I do have a stat here from one of my buddies in the group chat about Kyle Schwarber's starts between last year and this year. Somewhat similar and somewhat worse. So Kyle Schwarber between April and May of last season, he batted .185, on base .311, and a slugging percentage of .410 with 11 home runs. So far, entering tonight on May 6th, Kyle Schwarber is batting .183, on base percentage of .305, so eerily similar there, but slugging .392, so his power numbers are dipping to start the year. So far, I would say the offense has been meh, and it's your starting pitching not putting your offense in a good position. I understand, because I was for Kyle Schwarber leading off. I was. I know a lot of people hate that. I know a lot of people hate that because they don't think Kyle Schwarber is a traditional leadoff hitter. I was fine with Kyle Schwarber in the leadoff spot because you know why? That was successful last season. That was the most successful, part of your lineup last season was Kyle Schwarber. He led off, hit some home runs, saw a lot of pitches, got on base. Just because he's not a traditional leadoff hitter, no one likes it. And yeah, maybe at this point, maybe right now, it's not good for Schwarber to lead off. Because right now, he's killing you. He is killing you. With runners on and just critical situations, he looks lost. You had a chance to come back into the game last night. 2 runners get on. Kyle Schwarber and Trey Turner come up against Kenley Jansen. Kyle Schwarber whiffs. Get it to a 3-2 count. Got absolutely fooled on a slider to strike out. And then Trey Turner struck out on 3 pitches. So, Kyle Schwarber has been killing you. I think they said Trey Turner is on a 7-game hitting streak. He did have a home run in today's game. He did have 2 hits. So today it's not Trey Turner's fault. But Trey Turner needs to pick it up. Badly. He's going to pick it up because he's way too good to be this bad for this long. Trey Turner, that is. He's a top 5 player in baseball. Top 10, top 5, arguably. So, Trey Turner will pick it up because he's just too good not to. His entire career proves it. But at this point, they got so many other guys that are off the slow starts. But Bryce Harper has been a nice, bright spot, I guess. He's been amazing ever since coming back into the lineup. Bryce Harper, he's batting .375, on base of .444, and slugging .625. He hit his first home run today. I don't think he has any rust on him. Doesn't look rusty at all. Maybe some issues of catching up the fastballs, and that's granted because he hasn't played in so long. But the dude just crushed a home run today. And he's crushing doubles, crushing extra base hits. I believe he had a hit at like 113 miles an hour today off the bat. So, Bryce looks fine there. He looks like he hasn't missed a beat. And he took the batter's gloves off today and proceeded to get a couple of hits after that. So Bryce has been fine. Castellanos has been a little bit slow in the past couple of days, but I feel like right now he's the least of your worries. Bryson Stott has been slumping. His average is now below 300. 295 now. JT Realmuto, batting average of 273. He had a 1 hit today. Alec Boehm is getting the batting average back up. It's at 278 now. He's had 2 hits today with an RBI. Alec Boehm overall has been your best hitter with runners in scoring position, I believe, this season. I believe with runners in scoring position, he's batted like over 300, at least near 330, with over 20 RBI. So he's been your best hitter with runners in scoring position. Why he's in the 7-hole, I have no idea. Brandon Marsh had 1 hit today. Still has a great batting average of 323, 412 on base, 596 slugging. Edmundo Sosa 2 for 4. The depth guys are doing their job, honestly. The depth isn't the issue. It's your top guys. It's your top guys in the lineup offensively. It's Kyle Schwarber. It's Trey Turner. JT Realmuto, honestly, to an extent as well. Right now, I can't complain about Bryce Harper because he's been amazing. He's been amazing. Same thing with Nick Castellanos. Stott, Marsh, and Boehm carried the freight for a little bit. Marsh and Boehm are still doing their thing, even though the power for Boehm hasn't happened for a while. He needs to get that back on track, but still he is driving in runners. Marsh is still getting extra base hits. Stott has quieted down now. He definitely has. I'm not sure if it's the demotion in the lineup that, is the cause for this, or it's just, due to natural regression. I don't know. But your depth guys have been doing the job offensively. Sosa is still hitting fine. He's hitting over 300, 307 with 2 hits. Those guys are fine. It's Kyle Schwarber, Trey Turner, and JT Realmuto. And you're starting pitching, not putting your offense in a good position. Not keeping you involved in the game. As soon as you score a run, the pitching allows a run right back. It's what's happened. It's what's happened every time. You have looked like garbage. You have looked like garbage. Not to the extent of the St. Louis Cardinals garbage, but you have looked like garbage. 6 in a row. Your first 6-game losing streak since 2019. You know how long ago it's been since 2019? 4 years? 4 years? It felt like ages with the pandemic in between that. But yeah, 4 years. You want to know the difference so far between last year's and this year's team? Last year's team didn't lose 6 in a row. Even though the beginning of the season for last year's team was incredibly frustrating as well, they didn't lose 6 games in a row. Wake the fuck up. That's all I'm saying. Wake the fuck up. I'm tired of the uphill battle. I just am. I'm tired of having to freaking pull my hair out every time I watch this team so far in the first 2 months. I've done it way too much. Look how nice this hair is. I don't want to pull it out. Again. And again. And again. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't, on how bad this pitching has been. It's the pitching that I'm insanely concerned about. Some people say the offense they're concerned about. Trey Turner will get it going. Kyle Schwarber, for how as bad as he has been, he will eventually heat up. That's what he does. I think overall, the long course, your offense will be fine. It's the fucking starting pitching. Because right now, I don't think Ranger Suarez coming back is going to be enough. I just don't think that. With how inconsistent Aaron Nola has been, inconsistent more and bad, he's had one good start so far, in my honest opinion. Zack Wheeler, he's had a couple of good starts, but overall, too inconsistent. Taijuan Walker has been garbage. Matt Strom's eventually going to go back to the bullpen. And Belly Falter, I guess, is still in the rotation, even though he is, at this point, prone to implode. You need another starter in your goddamn rotation. Maybe two. Because at this point, I don't think Belly Falter should be in the rotation either. Sucks that Andrew Painter got hurt, because he probably would have slotted in as your fifth starter. It would have been nice to see Andrew Painter. But now you're probably not going to see him until probably the All-Star break, maybe before or after. That's what I'm just assuming at this point. There's no info on that at all. There's just nothing to that. I don't know. Dave Dombrowski's got to do something. I do trust Dave, though, but he's got to do something with the starting rotation because it's been that bad. It's been that bad. At this point, it's not even an excuse to mention what, length last year and overuse. I feel like that conversation is way out the window. It's May. At this point, these guys should be figuring it the fuck out by now, and they haven't. They have not. There's no excuse for Taijuan Walker to be this bad. He didn't go to the World Series last year. There is no excuse for him to be this bad. No excuse, in my honest opinion. None. None at all. No excuse. And why I hate it is because I'm going to tomorrow's game, and I'm going to be witnessing Taijuan Walker in person, which I'm not going to be a fan of. I've seen Kyle Gibson way too much last season. Now I'm going to witness Kyle Gibson 2.0. That's what I said. That's what I said. Ridiculous. Really is. Just is. You've gone up against Corey Kluber today. Corey Kluber, who is statistically the worst starting pitcher so far in baseball this year. And he kind of diced you up. You got diced up by the worst starter in baseball so far this year. And Chris Sale. Chris Sale has also been one of the worst starters in baseball. And you got diced up by him. It's no excuse. It is none. Like, that's where I blame the offense. You're getting diced up by guys that have over 6 ERAs. And what's tomorrow's starting pitching matchup with Taijuan Walker? Oh boy, a guy with a 5.3 ERA and Tanner Houck. Houck. I don't even know how to pronounce that last name. In his last outings, he allowed 6 earned runs in his last outing. 3-3-2-2. He's been getting worse in every game so far, this guy. And somehow he has 3 wins on the year. You should be murdering this guy. You should have been murdering every starter in the Boston rotation that you faced so far. And you didn't. Granted, your starting pitching has not done a good job to give you help. But you should also be giving the starting pitching help at the same time. Like I said, I do think the offense picks it up eventually because there's way too many good guys in this lineup to do that. But you're pitching. You're pitching. How many times can this offense come back down from a big lead? A big deficit. Because every time you score a run, the pitching gives it right back. That's basically what it's been. Every single time. Man. It was nice to see Harper's home run, though. It was. Can't lie about that. But, over the past couple of weeks, actually past week, I would say, has not been fun being a Philly sports fan. Just hasn't. Just hasn't. It's felt like agony. felt like ages since I've had fun. These last 2 Sixers games, this past week of Phillies baseball, it's not been fun. It's not been fun. Remember back in that stretch in October when we were having so much fun with the Phillies and the Eagles? Remember that? Remember that stretch? Just signed Trevor Bauer. It can't get any worse. I don't even think that's going to happen. He's over in Japan, I believe. Seems the pitch count is affecting our pitchers. It's not an excuse. Pitch clock is not an excuse at this point. You should be used to it by now. It's not an excuse at this point. I don't think you're using it as an excuse, Rob. I think that, that's probably what's affecting the guys. It's not an excuse. It just isn't. Just isn't. Is this the sports gods punishing us? Tormenting us? For possibly getting swept this weekend by both Boston teams? Sixers possibly losing 2 home games in a row to Boston, and the Phillies getting swept at home by Boston? You gotta be kidding me. It's ridiculous. It is. It's not fun. It is not fun. I firmly believe this is the sports gods punishing us. Being in Philadelphia, it's not a fun thing to be in as a sports fan currently. It's not fun. It's not fun. Someone said on Twitter to me, "Oh, you got a couple of months until Eagles season. You can wait." I can't wait. I don't want to go through the entire summer hating my baseball team just to get the Eagles. I don't want to do that again. Because I did that a lot last year. Hate this baseball team before we went on that magical ride. The first 2 months, I hated this team. The summer, I loved this team. And then the September, I hated this team again. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I absolutely hate it. And currently, I am watching, holy shit, I am watching the Los Angeles Lakers completely destroy the Golden State Warriors. I just peeked up to the television, and they're winning by almost 30. Jesus Christ. My God. Why can't that be the Sixers with the Boston Celtics, huh? Why can't that be the Sixers? Why can't they do it? I know the NHL Draft Lottery is this Monday, Corey. I don't want to get my hopes up just because of so far with this stretch of freaking Philadelphia sports letting me down this week. I do have a slight feeling the Flyers will win the draft lottery, but right now we'll wait for that Monday. I will do a live stream during the draft lottery because nothing's going down that Monday. Phillies are off. There's no Sixers, so why not do like a night stream just to react to the draft lottery as it's happening? Probably will do that. But man, this sucks. I hate it. I hate feeling like this. I hate hating this baseball team. I hate it. I do. They shouldn't be this bad. So far, they shouldn't be. But they're gonna do that big run, and they're gonna get hot, all that crap, suck us back in, blah 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 blah. It's gonna happen again. Like I still have faith in this team to get back on track. I'm just really concerned about your starting pitching. That's my major concern, because every person that has stepped on that mound to start a game, maybe besides Matt Strom for a couple of outings, has been shit. Has been shit. Shit. And I don't know how it's going to get better. I just don't see it. Aaron Nola in his velocity just being bad. Zack Wheeler, his blow-up innings. Belly Falter, his blow-up innings. Taijuan Walker in his shittiness. Just don't know. Firmly don't know. So, before we end off this stream, because I'm tired of feeling like this. Let's get into the live chat so I can just see some of you guys. Because I know there's been a lot of conversation here. Scott's starting to dislike Boston as much as me. I don't blame you there, Scott. Rob Thompson is Joe Girardi 2.0. Sorry, can't defend this dude anymore. Rob Thompson, I don't think this is a Rob issue. This is a team issue. I don't even... I don't even know firing the manager. I don't think Dave Dombrowski's not going to fire Rob Thompson. That's not going to happen. But it's the fact that, like, seriously, if you need a manager firing to get you going, and that should tell you something about your team. Still don't know why I continue to support this team. They really make my blood pressure go all the way up. If we get swept in the weekend by Boston teams, wake me up during training camp. The Eagles are our salvation. Not waiting till August to support a team. My nickname is Billy Walter for Sinner. Feels like April and May from last year all over. And it does. It definitely does. That's the thing. Taiwan Walker should not be this bad. He typically has good starts to the year. Good first halves. And then he collapses in the second half. He's doing the complete opposite. God. Trade deadline is going to be interesting. Where Ohtani goes changes things. Hopefully he doesn't go to the Mets. Who knows? I don't even know what the standing. What are the standings so far in terms of the Angels? Angels are currently 19-14. They're second place in the AL West. They're tied for first place, actually, but who knows with the Los Angeles Angels if they even keep that up, because remember, they went on that long-ass losing streak last year. So they got off to a hot start last season, too, and they completely collapsed. So we'll see where that Angels team is by July. If they're bad, they're most likely trading Ohtani. I don't think it's going to be the Mets, because I don't think the Mets have enough to give up for him, honestly. That's why I'm just assuming that. If he gets traded to any team, it's the Dodgers. He's not even going to be leaving LA. He's going to be traded to the Dodgers, and he's probably going to re-sign with the Dodgers. That's where I'm seeing. Why do you think the Dodgers didn't open their checkbook for free agency this year? They're waiting for Ohtani. I think that's firmly going to happen. He's going from one LA team, technically a team that's in Anaheim, to Los Angeles itself. That's where I'm seeing, at least. Baseball 101. Center fielder makes the calls. You never call him off. Exactly, Mike. I need something to make me want to watch this mess tomorrow. Did I hear some boos for Kyle? Oh, yeah. You heard boos. No doubt. Division is already over. 8 games out and 1 game out of last place. Yeah. It's bad so far. 8 games out. The Mets are 6 games out. Marlins are 7 games out. So far, the NL East has been terrible besides the Braves. If I'm looking, the Braves have been terrible at home, honestly. They've been fantastic on the road. They're 15-3 on the road. At home, they're 8-8. That's weird. Kind of feel like the Cubs could get him. Don't know why, just a feeling. You never know. You never know. Look at the rest of the divisions. The Pirates are actually probably coming back down there if they just lost 6 in a row. The NL Central is terrible. The Brewers, they've lost 6 in a row. They're 18-15. The St. Louis Cardinals are goddamn dog shit. They've lost 8 in a row. They're 10-24. The West, it's kind of even with the 3 teams up there. Dodgers, Diamondbacks, and the Padres. The NL Central is terrible. The AL Central is dog shit. Every team besides the Twins that are below 500. The AL West is definitely a competition with the Rangers, Astros, Angels, and Mariners eventually. The AL East, though. The AL East. The goddamn powerhouse. Tampa Bay Rays, 27-7. Baltimore Orioles, 22-11. Boston Red Sox, 21-14. Toronto Blue Jays, 20-14. And then the Yankees at 18-16. The White Sox are 11-23. How are the St. Louis Cardinals as bad as the White Sox? How is that even possible? What is wrong with the Cardinals? I know Nola Arenado is struggling. I know that. I've seen his baseball savant. It's terrible so far for Nolan Arenado. I don't know what's wrong with that team either. Because their run differential is not as bad as is better than the Phillies. How are they that bad? It's either they're not scoring enough or their pitching has been terrible. Probably both. We really ruined the Cardinals from last year. Oh, yeah, I guess we did. I guess that's one thing. We ruined the Cardinals. It's one thing we can put in our freaking pockets. See, why does Tampa always have a good team but can't sell tickets and we have a great fan base and struggle every year? Tampa Bay is I don't want to say they're a greatly run organization. They are a greatly run organization because they know how to develop players. The Phillies, they're still getting into that process. Dave Dombrowski revamping the entire farm system. It still goes back to the fucking Clinton McPhail era. It does. With the Phillies. Tampa Bay Rays, they find anyone off the goddamn streets and they turn him into a productive player, whether that's in the bullpen, starting rotation, or in the lineup. Granted, you also have Wander Franco, too. The Rays last year, they were injured the entire season. And I think this year is starting to show how good they can be when they're not injured. As a fan base, they don't deserve it. Yeah, I can understand. I think the thing with the Tampa Bay Rays is the fan base does not like, because the Tropicana is in a terrible location. It's in St. Petersburg, I believe. And it's so far away from the main central hub of Tampa Bay. There's like so many bridges that you got to cross involved with traffic, I believe, and the bridges are not like multi-lane. They're like 2-lane bridges, I believe. So traffic, it's terrible getting to the Trop. It's in a terrible location for fans to get to. I don't know if they're eventually going to stay in Tampa Bay. I know there's like so many talks about building new ballparks that haven't gone through yet. There've been talks about building a new ballpark in the same goddamn area. You would just be causing the same problems. Talks about trying to move it back into the Tampa Bay area. I don't know what they're going to do. Remember all those talks about them, splitting the season in Tampa Bay and Montreal? Who knows? Who knows? If there's a team that moves, it's going to be the Oakland A's first that moves. Imagine if Tampa moves and they go to Nashville or something like that. It's a possibility. That's just what I'm thinking. But, yeah. It's where I stand tonight. It's where I stand. Phillies make me want to rip my hair out. So, that's where I'm going to end it tonight, everybody. I appreciate all of you for joining the live streams as always. So don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section down below. I'd like to see those. Don't forget to drop a like. Tomorrow, I'm not sure what I'm going to do because it's Phillies and Sixers tomorrow. I'm going to the Phillies game. The Sixers are at 3:30, but I'm probably going to prioritize Sixers again. So just stay tuned for that. And then Monday, it's most likely going to be, NHL Draft Lottery stream. So definitely just stay tuned for all of that stuff. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. We've been steadily going up ever since hitting 700. So definitely, if you are new to the channel, new viewing the streams and all that stuff, hit the subscribe button. It does me a great deal of service. Also, use the code TTPSPORTS, $20 off your first purchase at SEATGEEK. Great deal. Don't pass it up. Thank you once again, everyone, for joining tonight. I'll see you next time.